Okay, let's do that again. You're here from Miami-Dade Police. Can you repeat that for me?
Miami-Dade Police Department, Threat Management Section.
Okay, and you can...
The reason we're here because we want to just talk to you and see if we can help you with anything. Do you need services? You want help? What is it that you want Miami-Dade Police Department to offer you?
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Now, can you say it the way you said it the first time, though?
How did I say the first time?
The first time when you said you came here because of threatening posts?
I didn't say threatening posts. I said alarming posts.
Alarming posts.
Yes.
Alarming Facebook posts.
Yes.
Can you tell me what those alarming Facebook...
that's what I'm here to talk to you about.
No, get back. Can you tell me what the alarming Facebook posts are?
I'm here to talk to you. You tell me.
No, you're the one.
I'm here to help you.
But you guys are the ones that have come here saying you came because of alarming Facebook posts. So I'd just like to know what the alarming Facebook posts are.
So you know what you posted. You posted
absolutely.
about the face mask.
Right.
So we're here to help you. What do you want Miami-Dade Police Department to do to help you?
Okay, so are you guys here because of the email I sent recently to Miami-Dade Police concerning the fact that my wife is going to an art show this weekend and I wanted my wife's federal civil rights protected? Was it that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, well, now I'm confused on which post.
So when you say that, what exactly you mean when you say that?
Well, this whole thing, I mean, and I know that probably even some of you maybe don't necessarily like the fact that you're having to wear a face mask over your vital airways all day. Some people don't, and some people don't mind, right? And some people do it because you have to, right? Because you work for the county and it's a requirement. Even if you don't, I've had police officers tell me, yeah, I don't like doing this, but I have to, right? So there's a website that my buddy and I put together over the last year called thebigvirushoax.com. We put that website together specifically to compile information from doctors, scientists, health practitioners, people that have a completely alternate view of what's going on. These people are not crazy people. They're doctors, they're scientists, and I can give you names. Dr. Andrew Kaufman, who's a PhD from MIT. He's a medical doctor, he's a psychiatrist, and he's got great videos online talking about what viruses are and what viruses are not. Okay? There's Dr. Tom Cowan doing the same thing. Dr. Stefan Lanka, who's a virologist, world-renowned virologist, who flat out says there's no such thing as an invasive, infectious, contagious entity called a virus, the way that it's promoted in the media. Okay? Now, granted, I grew up, like all of you, like all of us, understanding that there's viruses. That's what we're told and taught. We believe there are viruses, right? I used to get the flu all the time, and I really believed it was from a virus. So a few years back, a friend of mine laughed at me and said, Mike, there's no such things as viruses. I said, that's ridiculous. Of course there's viruses, right? Now I'll tell you in a nutshell, like probably everybody here, I was a social drinker like everybody. I'd go out with my girlfriends or friends, have some rum and coke, margaritas, whatever. And I used to get the flu every year. Every year I'd get the flu twice a year. I quit drinking in 2005 for 5 straight years and never got the flu once. Well, then I started drinking again in 2006 and 2007. And I had the flu 2 years in a row. So I said, what the hell am I doing? And I quit drinking. I haven't drank anything, alcohol, anything at all, alcohol in my body since 2007. So that's 14 years, and I haven't had the flu once. So I've come to know from my own experience that what we call the flu is nothing more than a natural God-given process of the body purging itself of toxins. And why is it seasonal? Why do the leaves fall off the tree in the fall? It's seasonal. Why do the flowers bloom in the spring? It's seasonal. That's why they offer it as a seasonal flu shot. It's a natural God-given process that we go through. But they make billions of dollars, as I'm sure you guys know, on hand sanitizers, and there's a virus, and antibacterial, antiviral. Now, are there such things as bacterias? Yes. Are there such things as mold and fungus and mildew? Yes. But the whole concept of a virus as an invasive, infectious, contagious entity is a falsity. It's an absolute proven. And I'll tell you this, scientifically, this is a fact. Scientifically, they have never, ever, ever isolated and purified one of the particles that they refer to as a virus and separated it and said, here's the virus, and put it in a healthy organism and made it sick. Never. It's never happened. So the bottom line is people are being fed a bunch of crap that's primarily media-driven, It's a media-driven scam. It really is. Now, to the most part, you guys might even, you're all different. Some of you might be down there saying, damn, this is interesting what this guy's saying. Others are, you don't care, and you're like, I look like some crazy person up here because I got pretty crazy looking hair, right?
You're home.
See, my hair is pretty crazy looking.
You're home. You're relaxed. What are you talking about?
Right.
You're home, right?
Right. Now, honestly, I thought you guys might have been here because going to your point about rights, there's a thing called federal civil rights, which, and maybe if you've heard of it, the Americans with Disabilities Act. Under federal law, a person cannot be discriminated against. It means they can't be treated differently based on their age, based on their race, based on their sex, based on their religion, and based on their physical health conditions, which may be mental, may be psycho-emotional, may be physical, may be genetic. In theory, if any one of you, and you work for the government, and here's another thing, just so you know, a government mandate, whether it's federal, state, or local, only applies to the government. It only applies to government employees. It does not apply to the public. It doesn't. There are government mandates for government entities. Okay? And that's why even when Biden came out with, we're going to do this, he clarified it in the news. He says, yeah, I'm going to do a national mandate in all government facilities. Because he can only do that. They cannot force people to put a face mask over their vital airways. So for health reasons, which under law may be mental, psycho-emotional, physical, or genetic, if you just don't feel right, because there's a lot of people that are feeling intimidated, they're feeling coerced, they're feeling pressured against their will to put a face mask over their face when they don't like it and they don't feel comfortable. They are covered under federal law. They have the right under federal law to say, this makes me not feel comfortable. I don't feel right. I don't.
Why you sent the email?
Well, the reason I sent the recent email is because, yes, my wife is going this weekend to an art festival, and
We're talking about the original email that you sent.
Original email, which
the one that you post on your link when you was in a car and you post about the face mask and you catch a link so everybody can sign. You're trying to get people to sign a petition to all the governors.
the link to the mandate for Governor Ron DeSantis?
Yes.
Right. I wrote an executive order for the governor.
Okay.
I flat out wrote a paragraph. Here's what the governor can sign if he chooses to do it. He can. He can sign this and say, hey, all municipalities in the state of Florida, you must uphold people's federal civil rights. Okay? You cannot require or demand. You can suggest it. You can encourage it. You can tell people, please wear a face mask. But you cannot force that upon anybody. You can't do it. Under federal law, you cannot do that. A county ordinance does not override federal civil law, federal civil rights. It can't, right? It's like if you go to the store and you're black, right? They can't say, you can't come in here because you're black, right? They can't say, you can't come in here because you're a woman. They can't say, you're too old, you can't come in here. They can't say, oh, you, for health reasons, do not cover your vital airways. No, you can't come in here. They can't. They have to give the same access to all places of public accommodation, which is another part of this. Any and all businesses that cater to the public at large are defined by the federal government as places of public accommodation. And there's what's called a federal non-discrimination mandate. It's 42 USC. It's United States Code 42, and it's under the Americans with Disabilities Act Title III. That you cannot bar any person for any reason from going into a place of public accommodation unless they are a threat or a risk, right? Now, until I'm proven or anybody's proven to be carrying an infectious, invasive, deadly disease, you can't hold that against them. And thus far, that alleged contagious, infectious, deadly disease doesn't exist. If they took this to court, they would lose. In fact, there was a court case in Germany where a virologist sued over viruses and won because there was no way to prove that the virus existed. So simply my position is, yes, I'm standing for my rights, and I'm standing for your rights, to be honest with you. We had a firefighter from Central Florida contacted us and asked us to help him to fill out, an appropriate, he wanted to write to his department and say, look, I don't feel comfortable anymore wearing this thing strapped to my face all day. I'm happy to put on my uniform and a respirator where I'm breathing oxygen and go in and fight a fire. but I don't want to be wearing a sock on my face all day. I don't feel comfortable doing it. So we let him know that under federal civil rights laws, he has the right to say, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And they have to honor that. Because even though federal mandates or government mandates only apply to the government, even all of you as government employees still have the right to claim federal civil rights.
Okay, understand that. But then if we don't do it, and if we get fired.
Granted, you might have to jump some.
So then now why would
You
I
can't
go ahead
get-
and not wear it and
Well,
then get fired and then try to fight for my job?
Right, exactly. On the one hand, I'm going to say they technically, legally can't fire you, but if they did, then you'd sue them. So you're right, you could get in a lawsuit.
And then next thing you know, it's 3 or 4 years and I'm still without a job.
I know, and that's one of the sucky things about this whole
And
process.
I just suck it up for 8 hours and then I just go home and take it off.
Well, I will tell you that more and more people are starting to stand up. I mean, let me ask you guys, for how long are you going to wear those masks? How long? The rest of your life? Really? Are you going to wear those on your face for the rest of your life?
Yeah, never know.
Or you never know. I mean, look at that. That's kind of submitting. So maybe the rest of my life. When are people going to stand up for their God-given dignity, their God-given rights? Now, if all of you said, you know what, boss, we're not going to wear them anymore, I don't think they're going to fire all of you. Right? So, yes, if one person does it, you know, they're going to have to deal with lawsuits and going to civil court and getting a lawsuit in years. You're right. But if people would stand up for their God-given inalienable rights and their self-respect and their dignity for their human self-person, and everybody did it, what are they going to do?
I don't know, absolutely. So that was your grievance. That's what you wanted to make sure that you wanted to make the governor aware that you went ahead and you created that for him in the event that he wants to be able to go ahead and execute that order.
That's correct. I wrote a very well-written, articulate, it's on the website, executive order that the governor of Florida can, if he chooses to do so, read it and say, damn, how did this guy come up with this? It makes total sense. It's totally legal. I agree with it. I'm going to protect the citizens of Florida. I'm going to sign it. And now every municipality in the state of Florida has to uphold the federal civil rights of its citizens.
Yeah, well, just be careful when you post anything or send the email. Just be careful in how you word it. You have your rights to send the emails, express yourself, but just be careful in the wording, because we're in the day and age that entities start getting alarmed and stuff like that. So the next you know, you have, hi, how you doing, Miami-Dade Police?
Sure, exactly. Now, on that note, can you tell me was there a specific something that I wrote that was the cause for y'all to be here? What was the specific thing I wrote? Does anybody know?
Basically, it was the video, and by you sending it to the governor.
Oh, the video that right, which again was the same video of me saying, I'm tired of this bullshit. We need to stand up for the rights of the citizens. Okay, no, that's good. So based on that video that I recently sent, which I posted on YouTube, I posted it on BitChute, I put it on our
Right, so we just came out to see what can we do to help you.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. And what you can do, all of you really, is you can go to thebigvirushoax.com and educate yourselves, because it's not a conspiracy site, it's not a bullshit site. You'll see for yourselves, you're all intelligent people. And if you go to that website and you spend some time there and you watch a few of the videos and you validate who these people are and you listen to what they have to say, maybe all of you will have a little meeting one day at a Starbucks and you'll all say, ready? Boom, and rip them off, and we'll all go back to work and say, we don't feel comfortable wearing these.
Have to be a Starbucks.
Right. There's a better place. I should have said
Like a
Starbucks.
little cafeteria, get a little coffee.
Scratch Starbucks.
I'm looking to it, and
No, but you guys are going to make a great video, right? I mean, no, but seriously, on that note, with everything that's going on, it's true. We're living in a crazy time, and there are crazy people out there. I'm not a crazy person. I'm an intelligent person. I'm standing for my rights. But I understand. I respect you guys, and I appreciate you coming here. But yeah, no worries for me. I'm not a threat to anybody or myself. And I'm certainly trying to encourage the governor to make a stand on behalf of the people of Florida and their federal civil rights, particularly in places of public accommodation. And places of public accommodation have been defined by the federal government. So, for instance, when my wife goes to the art show this weekend, that is a building that's housing multiple people for a public show. It's defined. I mean, I've got the laws in my house. I won't bother, but I could go in and get them. They're on our website too. You can print them out. But under federal civil rights, that would have been great if that was Miami-Dade Police, guys. Why didn't you at least get us? You guys should have at least got a chopper to come out. Would have made it more interesting. No, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not a threat to anybody ever, and I'm not a threat to myself. And I salute you guys, all of you. I appreciate your service.
Ever with any mental health disorder, by any chance? Have you seen a psychiatrist?
You know, I'm not in a position where I need to. You know, if I were to get, you know, completely open and honest, I think all of us, you know, not everybody, because some people have very healthy upbringings and very squared away. And so I have no shame in admitting that in my life in the past, you know, and I'm 55 years old. You know, my first wife died when I was, you know, 24 years old, you know, half a lifetime ago, right? So, yeah, I've been through, you know, troubling times.
No medication, none of that.
No, I don't take medications. I never have. I don't need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Right. No, that's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm perfectly fine. So again, I appreciate y'all coming. I encourage you to put whatever kind of final report, because you're apparently going to have to write a report on this, which I'd like to get a copy of it. I would ask you and encourage you to put in there that this is a man who's simply trying to stand up for the federal civil rights of himself, his family, and all of his friends in the state of Florida. And he's trying to encourage the governor of Florida to make a stand, to sign an executive order ordering all municipalities in the state to stand on the side of the citizens and uphold their federal civil rights.
Well, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. You have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.
All right,
Take care. Thank you. Salute you guys. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.